Check. All right, we live. Right, so it looks like we hot and bothered now. We back on the air for another show. I gotta plug in my damn headphone real quick. Yeah, man, this is the first inning radio show. And it's actually a radio show. Still could be. But here I am with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, yes, good evening to everyone. And it does turn out that the Yankees did have a letdown after winning 13 straight. And the Oakland A's series, the Yankees won 7-6 after taking a 6-0 lead, and the A's catching up, and the Yankees finally winning at 7-6. Then the Yankees won 8-2 over the A's. But then the offense went dormant, and the Yankees lost 3-2 and 3-1 to split the series with the Yankees. And then last night, the Yankees lost 8-7 with Giancarlo Stanton watching a 457 quick home run. I wanted to mention a little bit about Giancarlo Stanton, if I could here. And over the last two seasons, Giancarlo Stanton only played 41 games over 2 seasons. And he's hit better since returning to the outfield. And as a designated hitter, his OPS was 840 and 399 at-bats. In 10 games in left field, he has a 1.126 OPS and 38 at-bats. And he is 16 for 44, and he has 7 home runs and 3 walks, and a 1.303 earned OPS since over the last 8 games, and he is doing a fantastic job hitting since he has returned to the field.
Yeah, man. It seems like these last couple of games. What up, Henry, on the check-in? That's Giancarlo. He's been on his A game, man. I told you before a few shows that he had to change his swing. He had to change that low and away. He couldn't hit that. He couldn't hit that curveball low and away, the slider low and away. You could throw a beach ball low and away, and he still swing and miss it. But now that he's learned that they throwing it down there, he's been hitting it now. He had to change his swing. I knew he had to. You got to adapt, to what's going on.
Well, what it is really is it's a matter of he will get off balance, and when he's off balance, he looks terrible. But he's back in balance and having a very strong swing in balance with his at bats, and he is doing a fantastic job. And I wanted to give a little update on the Yankees offense at this point. They have moved up in some areas now since they have done quite a bit better. The batting average is still, as a team, 238, which is 20th in the majors. Their home runs are at 168 home runs, which is 10th in the majors. The runs batted in are 532. They're still down. They're 21st in the majors there. Their stolen bases have rarely improved. They have 54 stolen bases now, which makes them 18th in the majors. The run total is 572, which makes them 17th in the majors. Their on-base percentage is 326, which is actually very good because they get a lot of walks. They're 7th in the majors with that. And their OPS is at 727, which is 14th in the majors, right in the middle of the pack. So that's where they stand offensively at this point as a team.
They're doing well. This is what we wanted them to do. Hit. Now they have the merry-go-rounding, right? Where they have bases loaded and they get they get the short hit, or they have the man on third base and they're bringing him in. They've been executing that for the last month or so, I would say, right? For the whole month of August, they've been pretty damn good. This is the way we wanted them to be. But now the damn pitching is off whack.
Yeah, well, last night we had trouble. Corey Kluber started. last night. Corey Kluber did fairly well over the first 3 innings, but then the Angels made adjustments, and his breaking pitches were hanging, and they really smashed him pretty hard and got 5 runs off of him in the 4th inning. And so he ran out of gas. His breaking pitches weren't breaking anymore. The Angels made adjustments, and they really hit him hard there in the 4th inning. And then Andrew Heaney came in and gave up a home run to Shohei Ohtani and another run the following inning. And Andrew Heaney really gave it up for the couple of innings he was in, too. And then Wandy Peralta just allowed the Angels to reach base, and then Clay Holmes allowed the run to score, and the Yankees ended up losing 8-7 last night. So they are on a 3-game losing streak now. I suspected they would have a bit of a letdown after winning 13 in a row, and they sure have. But as of for tonight, the Yankees have tie-on going, and it looks like the Angels are going to be going with another bullpen game with Berea starting for the Angels tonight.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, that kid is something though, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna hit the 50 home runs though. He should get it, I think.
Yeah, he's on pace to. He has 42 home runs now. And he when I saw Andrew Heaney come into the game and his propensity to drive home runs, and I saw the first batter he was facing a Shohei Ohtani, I said, boom, this ball is gone. I said it even before the at-bat began.
Yeah, right? You had the feeling, man. I mean, this kid ain't no joke, man.
But otherwise, the Yankees have had a bit of a letdown now, and I think the division is out of reach. I really do, because when you really think about it, at their low point, when they lost the first game to the Mets with a doubleheader, you were at the second game of the doubleheader on July 4th. The Yankees were 6 games out. 8 weeks later, after all of this winning, the Yankees are 7 games out.
Yeah, man, that's hurtful, man. To see 7 games out, man. That's damn, man. I mean, we're right there. We get there, and then it becomes a disaster.
Well, what it is the Rays simply don't lose. The Rays do not lose. They're playing the Red Sox again tonight. We lost no ground to the Red Sox. In the wild card situation, the Yankees hold the first wild card with 76 wins and 55 losses, and they are 2 games up on Boston, who is the second wild card. The Yankees are 4 games up on the Oakland A's in the wild card, and they are 6.5 up on Toronto and Seattle. So right. The Yankees hold a good position for the wild card. So.
But wait a minute. It's still possible to win the division, though, man. You got to understand, too. It's only 7 games. Tampa Bay can have a bad winning streak, and a bad winning. What the hell does that sound like? They could have a bad week, is what I wanted to say. They could have a bad week, lose games, and that could be our winning week. You know what I mean? That we get back on track because we're playing like a bunch of idiots now. You know what I mean? And in 2 weeks, I mean, we could still, take the division.
I know. I just don't see it happening. I don't see the Yankees playing 8 games better than Tampa Bay in a month.
Listen, how many games are left? There's like 30 games left.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so it's possible, man. And we play Tampa Bay the last 3 games of the year. Hello? Yeah. We're going to take first place whether we like it or not, and then blow it in the playoffs. You know how we do it. Come on.
Right. I'm glad you're optimistic about it. I just can't see them, with 30 games left, I can't see them playing 8 games better than the Rays in the standing. Even with the 3 games at the end of the season, even when they play them at the end of the season, I would want the Yankees to be ahead of the Rays at that point in time, because say they're tied or they're one game behind, they would have to sweep no matter what in order to do it. And with just the way the Rays are playing, the Rays are incredible. The Rays are on an 8-game winning streak themselves. And over that stretch that the Yankees played so well, they ended up losing a game over 2 months.
Yeah, that is true. They but you know what? I mean, like we said before, man, things could change in a matter of a week, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not making any proclamations or any predictions. I don't do that. And I agree. You can't predict baseball, and the Rays could go into a major slump, and the Yankees can get off of the snide here with this 3-game losing streak and turn it around. So everything is possible. But I'm really just looking at securing the number 1 wild card position. And if they do play Boston, think about that matchup. It would be Garrett Cole and the Red Sox, would be back with their top pitchers as well. That would be one heck of a wild card.
Yo, if to the people who watch this show, like I guess the Illuminati and them kind of people, I know they watch this show too, right? I guess they could, right? Right. So when Tampa Bay takes their COVID test, can some of them end up positive, please? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Can they end up positive? Can they end up positive? They be out for 2 weeks?
Right. I know what you're saying. I just don't want to wish anyone to get sick or anything like that. I mean, it's
No, I'm saying for them to change the the decision. I'm not saying for them to have it. I'm saying, for the people who take the test to, instead of making it negative, make it positive.
Oh yeah, I see. That's the result.
Mafia joints. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying there.
I think we need the whole league to start turning up positive. How about that?
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, with the trade of Luis Cessa to the Reds were sending a player to be named later. They sent back a promising young pitcher, minor league pitcher by the name of Jason Parker. So I don't know a whole lot about him. He's a right-handed pitcher, and Jason Parker has been sent back to the Yankees. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Will Zimmerman said the Rays lost Glass now. They lost Glass now? I didn't know that. When they lose Glass now? They still... Has he been hurt, or did he just get hurt?
Well, Glasnow has been out for a while now. He may have to have Tommy John surgery. The Rays did lose Tommy Glasnow, and he may possibly have to have Tommy John surgery. But the Rays just keep rolling right on. It's amazing how the Rays develop pitchers and just continue to win. They are an amazing franchise. When you consider that they work on such a low budget and do so well, they have the smartest upper management going, the way that they are able to operate on a minimal budget and be able to perform so well.
That's true, man. How they're doing it, nobody knows, man. All I know is the Yankees need to hire all their management people.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All their scouting people. The guy who's finding these people, we need to kidnap this guy and put him in a Brooklyn basement.
Oh, yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? And the rest of their management team, too.
Right. And also, Luke Boyd's role remains...
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Here's Michael calling. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello? What's up, man? You're live.
Hello, Michael. How are you doing?
Yeah. How you doing, man? What's going on? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm not really happy what's going on with the Yankees lately. I don't know. They
Oh,
lost 3
yeah,
in a row.
we've been discussing that. I just went over the Yankees figures, and they have had a bit of a letdown here. They have. I expected them to have a letdown after winning 13 in a row. I kind of expected them to lose several games in a row. I'm sure.
Not 3 in a row. No, not this many games. What do you think they're going to lose 10 in a row after they won 13?
Oh, hell no. We can't beat the Orioles in the losing
I
streak.
mean, come on. Well, you wanted them to go into a massive slump after they won 13 in a row?
Nah, I hope not.
No, I certainly don't want that. But I expected them to have a letdown, especially out in California.
They got to
Yeah,
win
but not
today,
like this, though. I know, but they have to beat the Angels, though. The Angels are a godforsaken, awful team. If you lose 2 out of 3 to the Angels and the Orioles, then the Yankees might miss the playoffs. This is getting crazy now. I mean, the Yankees can't...
Michael, as I was saying to the X-Farmer, right now the Yankees are at 76 wins and 55 losses. They have a 2-game lead on the Red Sox.
Just a 2-game lead, though. The 2-game lead could go.
They're 4 games up on Oakland, and they
That's nothing.
up on both Toronto and Seattle.
Well, you can forget the division. The division is over. The Rays are going to win the division. With the eyes closed.
As I said to the X-Farmer, on the low point, when the Yankees fell back to 500, 41-41 on July 4th, the X-Farmer was at the second game of that doubleheader. The Yankees were 6 games behind behind Tampa Bay at that time. Now, after all this winning for 2 months, after all this winning for 8 weeks, the Yankees are 7 games behind. So Tampa Bay is just winning at the same pace as the Yankees.
Yeah, well, now the Rays are on a big winning streak. Now they won 8 in a row, so there's no chance in hell the Yankees are catching the Rays. That's just dead. The chances are 0. If you ask any experts, all I want the Yankees to do is just get into the playoffs. That's it. Play that wild card game and get in. But they don't have a big lead, though. They should have a 5, 6, 7 game lead in the wild card. A 2-game lead is nothing. If they lose to the Angels and the Orioles, the Yankees are going to be on the outside looking in again, and they're going to have to start from scratch and start it all over again. You want that because the way this team's playing right now, they're not playing good baseball. It looks like their offense is asleep again. The pitching looks terrible. They can't close out games. The bullpen looks like it's horrible again. I mean, I know they scored 7 runs last night, but they brought in that Andrew Heaney. That guy's totally sucks. Andrew Heaney, he's horrible. I don't know why Aaron Boone brought him in a tie situation. And he gave up the home run to Ohtani, and then they did come back and tie it up again, but they didn't take the lead.
And they left them in there. They left them in there to blow the game again.
No, then they put in Clay Holmes. He blew it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't bring in Chad Green or Weisiger. Why would they put Andrew Heaney in? I don't get that.
Right. They should have went to the go-to guys in a win. This is a
you got to bring in your big high leverage guys. You don't bring in Andrew Heaney. That guy should be DFA'd. I'm sorry. I don't want him anywhere near the playoffs. I don't want him in the bullpen. I don't want him
to be on the playoff roster. I don't think so.
Yeah, he ain't making
that guy's terrible. He's a home run machine, that guy. Every time he comes in, he gives up a home run. Guarantee every single time.
True.
He's awful. Just awful. I don't know what Brian Cashman was thinking of trading for him. He's awful. He's possibly got to be the worst pitcher in all baseball.
I'll tell you one thing, boy. These Yankees, man, they got pacemakers going off like crazy, man. I mean, damn. I mean, you're going to die.
It's not going to be, well, let's just say they're not going to win the wild card by a blowout because they're definitely struggling right now, and this is not a close race in the wild card. I mean, this is not a big lead by any means because they're starting to do what they did back in April. They're playing like the first half Yankees.
Every Yankee fan is growing gray hairs this year. If COVID didn't get you during the pandemic, this Yankee season will. You know what I'm saying?
And now they, you know what I noticed now? They got all their reinforcements back, and all those guys are doing absolutely nothing for the Yankees. Urshela looks terrible. Luke Voigt now looks horrible. Corey Kluber last night looked horrible. So what's going to happen when Gleyber Torres comes back? Is he going to suck too? And it seems like all these guys are coming back, and they're making the team worse. I don't know. It's like it's making the Yankees worse.
I could see a Yankee Red Sox wild card game. Eric Cole going up against Chris Dow.
If they even play the Red Sox, they might play Oakland.
Yeah, it's still, we have a month remaining in the season to see. Yeah, but that is right. When, excuse me, when the players come back, it takes them a while to get back into a groove. As we saw Urshela come back, and he's nowhere near what he needs to be.
You got to get you got to get it right soon, because the Yankees don't have any time to get their players right. They don't have time to, you know what I mean, like start all this nonsense again and going into a slump. This is the wrong time to go into a slump. This is the last thing you want now. We have a lead in the wild card, and now this team is going to totally just fall apart now. I mean, I don't know. Other fans, you tell them this, and they look at you like, oh, you're not a real fan. You're giving up already. That usually they have a 2-game lead. But what's a 2-game lead, though? A 2-game lead is absolutely nothing. It's peanuts.
Yeah, man.
They don't have a 10-game lead.
But for maintaining a wild card position, they have a 4-game lead. Well,
not really. Not against the Red Sox. The Red Sox could easily knock the Yankees out of the second.
Behind the first wild card, but the next team to them to get into the wild card are the A's, who are 4 games.
Yeah, but 4 games is not a lot either, though. 4 games. You think 4 games is a big lead?
No, it's
I'm
not.
just saying. Look at the Dodgers, though. The Dodgers have a 10-game lead in the wild card. I mean, they have nobody that they're fighting the Dodgers. How come the Yankees don't have a bigger lead like that in their wild card standings?
Well, if we would have beat Oakland A's over the weekend, at least the 2 games, they would have had. They would have had a 4-game lead.
Not good enough. They needed 3 out of 4.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was really upset. I was really worried about losing that winning streak, because then we were going to lose ground. See, that's why everyone was saying, "Oh, the winning streak is not that important." Well, it was important, because now they lost the winning streak, and now they lost ground in the division, and now they're starting to almost like fall apart in the wild card standings.
Yeah.
So that winning streak was very important, because now they're starting to lose all these games, and Tampa keeps gaining more ground. And the Red Sox, you got to be careful with them in Oakland. They're not too far behind. But the Yankees have to just keep winning and just continue to win series after series. That's what they have to do. Tonight is a must-win. They can't lose this game tonight. If they lose this game tonight, they're in a lot of trouble, the Yankees. They're in a lot of trouble.
Tyon is going for the Yankees, and Barrios is starting for the Angels. And Barrios has an earn-run average of 5.50, well over.
Doesn't surprise me, but the Yankees also couldn't hit a guy by the name of Paul Blackburn on Sunday night, which was a total embarrassment. They're going back to not hitting mediocre pitching again, the Yankees. They just can't hit these lousy pitches, the Yankees. They should be ashamed of themselves. If you have a pitcher that has a 5 or 6 ERA, you better score 7, 8 runs on him. The Yankees should go back to
those last 2 games against Oakland, the Yankees' offense went absolutely dormant. They went into a coma those last 2 games.
And they couldn't hit this guy last night on the Angels. He was terrible too. They had a bullpen game, the Angels, and the Yankees couldn't win that game. I mean, come on, are you serious? Like, the Yankees have to feast on these bad pitches. You're going to go up against better pitching in the playoffs. You got to hit these. You got to hit these type of pitches. You can't. You can't lose to pitches that are like horrible like that. That's embarrassing.
It's true, man.
You know that the Rays went 18 wins and 1 loss against Baltimore this year.
Oh yeah, that's a big reason why they're in first place.
Yeah, exactly.
They're playing all bad teams. I want to see the Rays play better teams now. They're playing all the horrible teams. They actually have a tough schedule, the Rays. Actually tougher than the Yankees. So
why?
Well, the Yankees have to feast on the schedule now.
You can't predict baseball. I said to BX Farmer, I can't see them playing 8 games better than the Rays in September. BX Farmer was saying, you never know. You never know, they could go into a losing streak, and the Yankees could take
it. I doubt it. Well, those 3 games at the end of the season, I don't think it's going to mean anything, because the Yankees are too far out of it now. And that's it. I mean, basically, the Yankees just have to focus on the wild card, clinching the wild card spot. That's it. Because, I mean, you have an easy schedule coming up. You better take advantage, because it seems like the Yankees are almost taking this playoff for granted now. Like they're not showing the can now. Aaron Boone is making horrible decisions again. He's just they're going backwards again, the way they did in the beginning of the season. They're playing horrible baseball. And they're playing 500 ball again.
Wouldn't it be fitting, Michael, with the way this Yankee season has been, that after they did win 13 in a row, they turn around and lose 10 in a row?
No, I don't even want to think that.
Holy cow.
Well, if that happened, if that happened, then the Yankees would make the playoffs.
Right.
True.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Well, then this team is garbage. Then they shouldn't even. Then they're terrible. Then they just teased everybody. They basically fooled everybody. They thinking they were going to make the playoffs, and those trades at the trade deadline didn't help them. And by the way, those trades are not working out for the Yankees because Rizzo right now is terrible. He's in a slump, and Gallo that guy sucks. I'm sorry, but he's an automatic out.
He is what he is. I mean, he's going to strike out a ton.
I don't think he was a big pickup for them.
That's what you.
Yeah, well, I don't want that guy up. Just like last night, he had 2 on and 1 out, and he struck out. He's not the guy you want up in a big spot in the playoffs. He's going to strike out. He's not a clutch player, Gallo. He's not a winning player. Let's just say that he's not a winning player.
They lengthened the lineup, but they both have been disappointments, and with.
Yeah. Well, if you think the Yankees are going to lose the next 10 games in a row, then the Yankees say goodbye to the playoffs because they're not making the playoffs.
I don't think that. I'm just saying, imagine how ironic that would be.
If you say that happens, then he basically just thinks that. I mean, this team has to stop the losing streak tonight. They can't lose 4 in a row. This is horrible now. This is just going into this is snowballing. I mean, I didn't expect them to lose this many games in a row after they won. This is how they respond to a winning streak. You lose 3 in a row. I don't know why people aren't panicking. They should be panicking right now. They're in a lot of trouble, the Yankees.
It's true, man. I mean,
I don't know if I would panic because I know the way this team is. I know them like a book.
Like I said before, man, we got 30 games left or something like that, and there's only 7 games out of the division, man. 7 games, and out of 30 games,
the division, it's over. The division's over. The division was over months ago. They have to focus on keeping that wild card spot, and they don't even have a big lead in the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, they have a 4-game lead.
The wild card is not a short thing. I mean, the Yankees are not a lot to make the playoffs. They have a very slim lead. If they had a 5 or 6 game lead, I would be more comfortable, but they don't have a big lead in the wild card. They could easily blow that. They could blow that lead overnight.
Yeah,
it's true, man. It's true.
Nothing. I don't know why people are saying they're eschewing to make the playoffs. How are they eschewing? Look at the way they're playing right now. They're playing like they're a little league team. They swing at everything. The only one that's hitting the cover off the ball is Stanton.
Oh, and I want to turn to the Mets controversy for a little bit here. I think it was kind of crazy with Javi Baez saying that they're booing the fans by doing the thumbs down because the fans boo them. The fans feel every at-bat, and the Mets are not playing well, and the fans have a right to express themselves. They're paying big money to see the Mets. And Javi Baez saying that they're doing a thumbs down to boo the fans. I think that's big fun.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think they shouldn't be booing the fans. The Mets are just a disgrace of an organization. I've said this many times on many occasions. They're a losing organization. They're terrible, and they need to get their shit together next year because Javi Baez isn't going to be back next year. He's freaking gone. After that, he's finished. Yeah, they don't need him anyways because they have 2 shortstops, but he's finished.
And could you believe I was watching MLB Network a few weeks ago, and Ken Rosenthal was on that morning show that comes on at 11 o'clock. I forget what the name of it is, but anyway, with those guys, and he was talking about how the Yankees wanted to trade Gio Urshela for this guy, Baez, man.
Yeah, you said that
I was like, wow. So could you imagine with the kind of guy we would have had on the team? You know?
Yeah, that would have been horrible. Horrible. Yeah, horrible. The Mets are a joke.
When you talk about Javi Baez in his last 162 games, which is a full season, has struck out 240 times.
He sucks. I never wanted that guy. He's a bum. I mean, he won a World Series with the Cubs, but I mean, he's a losing player. He was like a cancer for the Mets. I think they have to trade him next year. Well, not trade him, let him walk. He's a free agent. So He's gone. And Lindor, I'm sorry, that contract. How the hell is this guy going to survive with them for 10 years? I mean, that's going to be that disaster is going to be that contract's going to be a total disaster. I don't know how he's going to survive.
Also, Spurs now deeply involved in all of this thumbs down stuff because he's got to be there for another 10 years.
Well, they're really going to have their hands full with this guy because he's another joke. They're doing the thumbs down. I mean, they're no joke. Well, they got reprimanded by the front office, so I don't think they can do that no more. But they just won today. They're not going anywhere. The Mets, their season's over. They're like 8.5 games out of the wild card, and they're 7 out of the division. They're finished. I mean, there's no way they're catching the Braves.
And you know what, man?
Michael, by the way, in one of the Thomas blogs from the 2019 season, when the thumbs down guy, you know, the Yankees played at Chase Stadium for that series, and the thumbs down guy was there, and the Yankees picked it up doing the thumbs down.
And he was a Mets fan.
I remember they did that. Yeah, the Yankees were the ones that started the thumbs down. The Mets fan, the Yankees did that. The Mets are taking the Yankees thumbs down.
And BX ran right up on the vlog.
Oh yeah, that time I went to Citi Field. That's right. I saw him at Citi Field. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He was over there. But yeah, man, I was there that night. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Well, and another thing I don't like what they're doing now, they have to play Stanton in the outfield. They're starting to rest him too much. And can they stop putting Brett Gardner in the lineup again? This guy is an automatic out. Why does Alan Boone keep putting this guy in the freaking lineup? I don't want to see this guy in the lineup anymore. He's terrible. Like, he's an automatic out.
Oh, Michael, I wanted to give you a little bit of Stanton stats again to let you know how things are going. Stanton hit that 457-foot home run last night. In the previous 2 seasons, Stanton played 41 games for 2 seasons. He has hit a lot better since his return to the field. As a DH, he had a 840 OPS in 399 at-bats. In 10 games in left field, he has a 1.126 OPS in 38 at-bats. And in his last 8 games, he is 16 for 44 with 2 doubles, 7 home runs, 3 walks. And he has struck out just 8 times, and he has a 1.303 OPS.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
And in his last 8 games, he has hit 5 runs. So those are some Stanton numbers.
Well, they got to win games. They can't. The numbers don't mean anything if they're going to keep losing every single game too. Because they've been just losing now. So they better win tonight. Well, that's all I know.
They gotta pick it up the slack, man. They gotta figure it out, man. That bullpen,
I mean, this is the way they respond. Are they going to ever win a game ever again? I mean, this team is it's like they have to get away from the West Coast. It's like they're allergic to the West Coast. They can't win over there.
See, and this is the month of September where you have to start grooming your playoff guys and your playoff team. You know what I'm saying?
They need a more comfortable lead in the playoffs.
But you have to start thinking playoffs September now because you gotta go. You gotta start getting these guys ready to play.
Yeah, and another thing that they made a big mistake is Luis Gil. They should have had him pitch in definitely in one of these games, and they made a big mistake. Their organization should be ashamed of themselves. They made a terrible mistake with sending him down. He should have pitched a long time ago. The guy had 3 starts and gave up no runs, and he's been great. And you take this guy out. I guarantee you, if he would have pitched one of these games, the Yankees would have not lost. First of all, they wouldn't have lost to Oakland, and they would have won one of these games with the Angels. Corey Kluber was terrible last night. That guy sucks. I mean, he comes back and he does that.
About him, Michael. We said that the Angels made adjustments. For the first 3 innings, Kluber was doing fairly well.
He was doing great until the 4th inning came, and then they just I don't know what happened to him in the 4th inning.
He got hammered. The Angels made adjustments, and they hammered him. And then, when I saw Heaney coming in his first at-bat was going to be Shohei Ohtani. Before Shohei Ohtani even came up to the plate, I said, that ball is down.
Yeah, but because he's a home run machine, man. Haney, he comes in and you got to show definitely have. It's almost 100% guarantee he's giving up a home run. He does every time. I mean, he's every game a home run will go out of the park with him pitching. He has to be off this team. He has to be he's released. I can't take this guy anymore. He's a loss every single time the Yankees play a game. I mean, every time he pitches with the Yankees, they lose. He can't be on this roster, and he can't be anywhere near the playoffs. They won't get to the playoffs if this guy's going to pitch. They won't get to the postseason.
Well, as you said, I want to see Luis Gil take his place.
Well, he better pitch. I mean, they're supposed to expand the rosters. He should have pitched already by now. They waited way too long to bring this guy up. He was pitching great, and they sent him down. This organization should be shot. I just can't take their organization. I hate the freaking organization. This is why nobody likes the Yankees. They don't know how to run their farm system.
Let me say something real quick, right? Exclusively to Yankee management per se, right? You want to talk about Luis Gil, and they want to make these excuses about Florial and Greg Allen about contract situations and holding them and this and that. Listen, if you want to win a World Series today, what does it matter about their contracts, bro? The hell with their contract. I don't give a crap about their contract. If they're good and they can play, let's use them to win the game, bro. And let's move on to the playoffs.
Enough with this crap. Exactly.
Whatever it takes.
And all they care about is
whatever it takes.
I'm so sick of this with this.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Luis Gil was pitching outstanding. He didn't give up a run. He didn't give up any runs in 3 starts, and you send this guy down. That's what they think. That's what they think of their team and their players.
And here's another point I want to make clear. The hell with the contracts and having hold over these guys. The hell with that.
Yeah.
Because right now they're in their prime. They're not going to get any better than this. And what's going to happen is if you sign this guy, they're going to they're going to get up hurt or whatever injured list or whatever have you, and then they're gonna be useless later. Use what you have now. Use the tools what you have now. And
they don't. But that's the problem. They don't know how to use. They don't use the farm system. They just let guys rot.
They don't want to.
They don't bring up any guys. They don't believe in that. The Yankees. They don't believe in bringing guys up. They like to keep them down there forever, and they trade them. What's the point of having a farm system if you're never going to use a farm system? Their farm system's a joke.
Yo, they're lucky I'm not the owner because you know what? Guys like Torres and these guys will be sit down. I'll send them down to the minors. They'll be playing for the Rail Riders, making $2 million a year playing on the Rail Riders. How about that? And I'll have the kid Vasquez playing at shortstop because you can't do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What does it matter? We're going to win the World Series. We're going to win the World Series.
Guys are talking about BX Bomber, Michael BX Bomber had just released our Summit by Patriots game.
Yeah.
And BX Bomber got an autograph from Sparky Lyle. And in that game, at the end of the vlog, we were talking about the Dermis Garcia, who is a Yankee prospect for the Patriots, hitting a home run. And BX Bomber said, we'll see if he even comes up to the Yankees. You never know what Cashman is going to do.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean,
that's why I don't respect the organization. If anybody and people that says that they like Brian Cashman makes me sick to my stomach. I hope the guy. I really hope the guy just falls off the face of the freaking earth. He's a terrible general manager. He's the worst in baseball. They have the worst run organization. Sorry, in sports. Probably maybe right around what the Knicks are like. The Yankees are awful. They don't know how to run a team. They don't bring guys up to make horrible trades, horrible signings. What have they done to make you proud as a Yankee fan right now?
I'll tell you one thing.
Besides the stupid trades.
Those signings Cashman made for those pitchers were bad. Peralta, he's okay. But, man, these other guys that they brung in, Jesus Christ, where the hell did they come from? You know what I'm saying?
It's horrible. I mean, besides the Gallo and Rizzo trades, what else have they done to make you? They first of all, they were supposed to get pitching. The Yankees, they needed pitching.
We've been said that.
They needed pitching.
We've been said that.
Why did they get pitching? Why do they always leave out the pitching?
Why did they?
They never want to go out and get pitching.
I think
the playoffs have been decent. Last night was the first time.
I know, but he's not a great relief pitcher if you look at his numbers overall. Yeah, he's been decent as of late, but if you look at his overall ERA, he's got a 5 ERA.
He's a choke.
He's not that good.
No, he's
but
not.
Remember with the relief pitchers, their earned run averages can be skewed because they can have one bad outing, they give up 4 runs, and then have multiple outings
they didn't get any relief pitchers,
and their earned run average will stay elevated regardless.
They did not get any relief pitchers at the trading deadline, and they didn't get any starters. So the Yankees should be ashamed of themselves. They needed starting pitching, and they didn't do it.
They should have.
That's why they're going to lose. They're not going to win the World Series this year. I'm telling you right now. Don't think this team's going to win because they're not going to go anywhere near the World Series. Matter of fact, they might even lose the wild card game. The way this team is, I won't be a bit surprised if they get knocked out of the wild card game.
I love your passion, Michael, because you're so upset they're on a 3-game losing streak, and that affects you.
It's not good. If it was a 2-game, if it was a 1 or 2, I wouldn't be as upset. But a 3-game losing streak going into a 4-game losing streak is something to be concerned about. And these Yankee fans should feel the same way. And I think a lot of them are. It's kind of a 50-50. But I think a lot of fans are in panic mode right now. The sky is falling. Well, if they lose tonight and they lose to the Orioles, then you better panic. Then you better hold on to your feet. Because if the Yankees are going to be in that collapse mode again, I think they better turn things around very, very quickly. They better turn things around very, very quickly.
Tonight, I see the Yankees doing it, and I think that we'll just cover it from there. And I think that the Yankees are going to have a good series against Baltimore for sure.
Oh, and that series, they better sweep the Orioles. I don't want to hear no excuses because the Rays sweep them every single time. So the Yankees better not have no excuses that they struggle against the Orioles because the Orioles are the worst team in all baseball. What's the excuse with this team that they struggle against the Orioles? They should be sweeping at the Orioles every time. Ridiculous.
Well, they do.
I'm going to have to turn off now. I got a message from my mom that she needs a little bit, my family member that she needs a little bit of help upstairs. So you guys are going to sign off for now, and I'll give you a call later, okay, BX?
All right, cool, man.
Okay, take care. Continue to have the show, and I'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah, man, I'm just really upset, man. I mean, we won 13 in a row, and this is the way the Yankees respond. I mean, you got to show more passion as a fan. You can't be like this type of fan that, everything's going to be all right. I mean, Roger is he's a good guy at home. He knows his baseball, but too laid back and too like overconfident. We only have a 2-game lead in the wild card. You got to be concerned.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, those 3 losses were bad. Period. It's not a good time.
I mean, everyone thinks that this isn't a big deal, but I know this team like a book. I know the Yankees very well. They're very, very bipolar. They could look amazing, and then they could just completely fall on their face. This is who they are, the Yankees. They're a flawed team, and this is what they do. They look like they're stunning. They won 13 in a row, and then they do this. They're completely bipolar, the Yankees. You know that. You should know this team by now. They'll never get your hopes up with the Yankees because they always lose in the end. The outcome for them is always to lose because that's what they do best. The Yankees are losers. So don't make them fool you because they're a big cock tease, the Yankees. They're a giant cock tease. They always look like they're amazing, and then they completely just fall flat on their face.
It's true,
they're losers. I hate to say it, but they're losers. They're winners. They're winners in disguise. They're really losers. They're big actors, the Yankees. They're paid actors. They're not a great baseball team. I just think they're losers.
It's sad to say, but I mean, the way they got it going there, man. You got to make little better management decisions too for the game too. Man.
And then they make terrible decisions managing wise. They don't want to bring up Luis Gill. That kills me. That pisses me off because the kid was great, and you send him down because of freaking because of why? Why would they send him down for who? I don't understand it. They have players that are better than him. Give me a break. Corey Kluber. I mean, that's a joke.
And too, man, they could have replaced that kid Tyler Wade too, man. They gotta get a new utility guy there, man, because he blew that double play on Sunday, man.
I
They had
saw
a
that. Yeah, he did. But he's been playing good though. He's been hitting good. I'm not really crazy about his defense, but more along the lines having Brett Gardner in the lineup, sending down Luis Gill.
That's
Gio
another
Urshela
one.
looks dead right now. Luke Voigt looks dead. I don't know, man. They scored a lot of runs last night, so it wasn't the hitting. It's just, but if it's not one thing, it's another. Saturday and Sunday, it was because of their offense was terrible. They couldn't get any runs across that game. And then this game, it's the pitching.
Yeah.
It's always something with this team. It's not one thing; it's another. It's always they're never going to click on all cylinders. You know that they're never going to click on all cylinders.
No, man, and the way they manage the team, they don't let it happen. You know what I mean? They don't let it happen.
The management is terrible. And 13 in a row, I really thought this team was on the top of the mat, and they were playing so great. How the hell did you think this team was ever going to go into a slump again? I was like, no way. All right, they'll eventually lose a game, but not to lose 3 in a row. Come on. This is disgraceful.
And Tampa Bay
they just won 13 in a row, and this is the way they respond?
Tampa Bay has won 8 games in a row already.
Oh, they can't catch Tampa Bay. Forget Tampa Bay. That's a dead. Like, just forget about that. That's a dead issue. There's no way they're catching Tampa. It's over. The division's over. But the wild card, I'm concerned about now. They don't have a very big lead in the wild card standings. You better be very concerned about this now, because this will get ugly real fast if they don't turn this around this week. They better beat the Angels and the Orioles, because they're looking like they're going to collapse again. This team, you can't trust this team with your life. You can't.
No, you can't, man. I mean, for the people who have pacemakers and all that, they already going through the batteries, man.
If you had to put your whole future in the Yankees' hopes, they will blow us. They're not. You can't trust this team. If the Yankees were a team that had to save the world, if you told the Yankees to save the world and we had like an end of the world, the Yankees would blow it. They would probably let the whole world die. The Yankees are not the team I want with the game on the line. If you put a gun to your head and you told this is the team that's going to save you, the Yankees would let the whole world down. They would probably choke in that, and then the world will come to an end.
I'll tell you
the
one
Yankees
thing.
are not the.
I'll tell you one thing. If the Yankees make the playoffs, you better buy we all better buy a air tank, yo, with the whole thing and everything, sitting right next to the
I already know
sofa.
the way it's going to go. They're not going to win. They're going to get knocked out.
It's gonna
Whoever
be.
they play in the division series,
It's gonna
they're
be.
going to lose. They're not going far.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be walk off by Altuve to Chapman once again. I bet you. Anyway.
They're not going to win, man. They're just going to disappoint again. They always do. I don't expect anything. They're going to probably get knocked out of the first round. They can't make it out of the American League.
No.
They're just tease us again, like they always do. They're going to get there and just lose again. I don't believe this team. This is why, because they play like this. You can't win 13 in a row and then lose 3. That's discombobulated. You can't do things like that. I mean, you just can't. They're so inconsistent, this team. Yeah. I thought they got past all this losing crap.
And you know what too? That Will is talking about Tyler Wade, right? But Tyler Wade, you know what messes up the Yankee offense too right now, because DJ LeMahieu, he's hurt too. Remember, he's playing hurt too. So he can.
I don't know why you said it. Yeah, DJ LeMahieu is really nasty disappointment.
Yeah, he's been playing hurt. He has this I don't know whatever this is called under the arm.
Tricep injury.
Yeah.
Tricep injury. He's definitely injured.
Yeah,
and he might be.
And that's why. Hold on. That's why you can't. That's why he only playing second base, because he can't throw the ball farther than that. Because LeMahieu, he's a better third baseman than Odor is. You know what I mean? He should have been playing third, and Odor should have been playing second, but that couldn't happen during the time. Now Gio Urshela's back, so it's like now the Yankees are in a rut, because now you don't have no place to place DJ LeMahieu. You know what I mean? If you want to bring Odor in, you know what I mean? So, you know.
But I don't like what Roger said though before. He says, "Imagine if this team loses 10 in a row. What is? I mean, if the Yankees do that, they're not making the playoffs. I don't know why he would jinx them like that. I mean, they were on a beautiful winning streak, and now you're going to say, "Oh, wouldn't that be something if they lost 10 in a row?" Well, if that's the case, you want them to do that, they're not going to make the playoffs.
No,
So
man, they
I don't know
gotta
why you would
win,
say
man.
something like that.
I mean,
I,
even the one game they lost, okay, I get it, but they should have won those next two games, though. You know, the Yankees had them won, man,
I
and they
know,
blew the
but
game.
I mean, people are making this like it's a joke, though. This is a serious thing now. The Yankees could be on a tailspin of a collapse again. You really trust this team the way they play? They could go completely backwards like they did in the beginning of the season. If they do that, they're finished.
Yeah, man, it's true, man. Yeah, man.
I don't trust this team. They could have a collapse like the Mets did. The Mets collapsed. They blew their division. They
Yeah,
had like a big. They blew it. They're done now. The Yankees. Don't be surprised. I mean, if they don't turn things around here quickly, they could have one of those collapses. Everyone thinks that they got the wild card in the bag. It's a 2-game lead. Well, they don't. Do they have a 6 or 7 game lead? They could easily blow that a wild card lead.
that's
I'm being
true.
realistic as a fan. All these other Yankee fans, you tell them that, they'll tell you, "Oh, you're not a real Yankee fan. You're too negative. You're not really a Yankee fan. You're too negative." Well, I'm being realistic. You
Yeah,
really believe that a
I
two-game?
mean, I
You
mean,
think a two-game?
nothing you say ain't the truth, though, man. I agree with you with a lot of stuff you say, man. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
know, like
black
this
and
guy,
white.
This guy Will, he goes, "We're going to make the playoffs," but Will, we only have a 2-game lead. What if the Yankees lose the next 7 or 8 games? It's a 2-game lead on the Red Sox. That's not a big lead. The Yankees just lost 3 games in a row. If they lose another 4 or 5 games, they're out of the wild card. That's it. Playoffs gone. That's it. These fans are too optimistic. They think because we're in the wild card lead now, we got the wild card in the bag. It's a 2-game lead. That's it. It's easy. You know how easy the Red Sox could come back? What if the Red Sox win 7, 8 games in a row and the Yankees lose the next
That's
7? And then
scary,
that's the
man.
end.
I
You got to
think
start over again.
I think
That's
this
it.
whole
The Yankees suck, dude. The Yankees are terrible. This
yeah.
team, I'm not going to be a fan of this team anymore if they don't make the playoffs. I'm done. I'm
this
done with
whole
this team.
this whole wild card scenario could change in a week. You know what I mean? I mean, teams only look. Oakland's only 2 games out. Toronto's only 4 games out. You know what I mean? So it's like
I know Oakland's like 4 games out and Toronto's 5, but the Red Sox are only 2 games out. I would be concerned. The Red Sox are good. What do you think that sweep was? What do you think that's going to keep them out? What if they go on a hot streak? They're still a good team. I mean, they got no pitching, the Red Sox, but they have the hitting. They could easily come back into this race. I don't care if the Yankees have the number 1 wild card. They don't have. Do they have a 10-game lead like the Dodgers do? I wouldn't think this is over yet. Well, the Yankees are playing terrible right now. They're not playing good. It's definitely a show. It's definitely a level of concern right now. They better win tonight. If they lose this game tonight, they're in deep, deep trouble.
yeah, it's true,
They're
man.
in deep trouble.
Let's see what happens, man. Anyway,
And there's a
man,
month left of baseball. Anything could happen. This team could absolutely collapse. What are you kidding me?
that's
There's a
what I'm
month left
saying.
of baseball. What if
They
they play
need a-
terrible this month?
they need to play well again, and hopefully Tampa Bay can
Yeah.
have a bad week, and things could change in a week or two. You know?
It's not a lock. He goes, it's a lock. How is it a lock, though, bro? How is it a lock? You have a 2-game lead. You think a 2-game lead is a massive lead in the wild card? If you lose 2 games and the Red Sox win 2, it's over. That's it. They're out of it. I don't know why he keeps saying it's a lock. All the Red Sox have to do is win the next 2 games, and the Yankees lose 2, and the Yankees are out of the first wild card. That's it. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's a lock. It's a 2-game lead. What do you think? It's a 7 or 8 game lead? If they had a 7 or 8 game lead, I would say
And wait,
the Yankees are a lock.
But let me put the reason why it's a big deal of the wild card position. The first wild card plays the weakest link out of the 3 of the American League division leaders, and then the second one plays the strongest one, with the best record. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to be the second wild card if we have to get the wild card. You know what I mean? That's the worst we can get. That's
I know. Yeah, but what do the Yankees have to do to lose that wild card lead? Is there only 2 up? Do the Red Sox have to win 2 and we have to lose 2, or they have to lose more games? Because it's only a 2-game lead. I mean, that's
they have
nothing.
to win 3 games to get the first wild card, and we have to lose.
Well,
2.
then they just lost 3 games. If they lose another 3 games, and that's the end. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be completely mathematically eliminated, but they're going to definitely lose the first wild card spot, and then you got to battle to keep that second wild card spot. And Oakland is not too far off. Oakland is only 3.5 or 2.5 games out of the second wild card. I don't know why people are so like confident. Oh, it's okay. We could lose 3, 4, 5 in a row. Yeah, but you're gonna keep losing, and the Red Sox and Rays keep winning,
Yeah,
and
it's
then they're
not
gonna
good.
blow the whole thing.
It's not good. It's not good.
These fans, they don't look at the stand. I don't think they know their math really well. These Yankee fans, they too like. Remember, they haven't been Yankee fans that long to know that this team is not to be trusted. The Yankees have monumentally blown leads.
Yes.
They've collapsed the Yankees.
Yes.
Look what happened in 2004 against the Red Sox. They had a 3-game lead and they blew it.
Yeah.
I mean, will you really trust this team? This team is the king of chokers, the Yankees.
Yes.
They're massive. They're king chokers.
Yes, they are, man. But yo, we're gonna end it here, man.
Yeah.
All
right.
I'm gonna go eat some dinner now. But yeah, it's true, man.
Yeah.
They are the king of choke, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh man.
Yeah, but the Rays have a 7-game lead, man. I don't know if this guy's saying that oh yeah, it's like saying the Rays are locked. The Rays are locked. They have a 7-game
you know what's
lead.
crazy,
I'd rather have
too?
a 7-game lead in the division than a 2-game lead in the wild card.
Yeah, we gotta get up. We gotta try to get that division if we could. Still.
Yeah, well, that's not happening. The Yankees have to go on a crazy run to get that division. The Rays, we just won 13 in a row, and we still couldn't catch the Rays. What does that tell you? The Yankees won 13 games in a row, and the Rays, we still can't get the division. So that's the end of the division. You would have to win, like, forget about it, 30 games in a row to catch the Rays. They're not going on a run like that. They won 13 in a row, and they still couldn't make up any ground. Come on, you got to have common sense. The Rays are just too good. They're not blowing the division. That's it. The Rays are not. We're not losing that. They're not losing that division. The Rays are not stupid enough to blow a division like that.
Well, we're hoping that they do. We're hoping that they do.
I don't know how that's going to happen. That's going to be impossible. Very, very impossible. I don't know how that's going to happen. We couldn't catch them. We were only 4 games out. We were 4 games out. That was the best shot the Yankees had, and they still couldn't win it. Now they're 7 games out. Forget it. They could be 8 games out tonight. By the way, if they win again, the Rays and the Yankees lose, they could be 8 games out tonight.
True,
so,
but anyway, man, I'm gonna end it here, man, and end this show, man. It's man, I don't know, man, with this Yankee team, man. We're gonna see if they win today.
No,
But...
I'm not confident. At least we're not the Pirates. Well, if the Yankees don't make the playoffs, you guys in that chat box are going to be crying your eyes out. If the Yankees don't make the playoffs, you guys are going to commit suicide. I can tell you that much. You won't be too happy if the Yankees miss the playoffs. There's going to be suicide watches for Yankee fans. If the Yankees blow the playoffs and they don't make it, you fans are going to riot.
Oh, that's
so
them YouTubers, those Yankee YouTuber guys that make them shows. Yeah, hell yeah, they dumb guys. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. I want to thank everybody for watching, man. It's been a good show. We had a good time. It's been fun. And yeah, I'm out of here. And
all right, man.
So, yeah, I'll talk to you later, man. And I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody and see ya. Hell yeah, yo. Let's go effing Yankees, bro. Man, I don't know with this team, man. But anyway, let's enjoy the rest of the baseball season, even though it's post-pandemic, right? And like they always say, there's always next year, Charlie Brown. I see you. Bryson, what up? I'm just ending it and I'm saying goodbye. So long, guys, and I'll see ya. I gotta go